She is an artist, and I love me some artists. Brenda Johnson, how are you doing? We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and live on Jumbo Love and the www.radio-next.tv site. How are you, Brenda Johnson?
I am doing fantastic, and I'm excited to be on your show today.
Well, we've been talking about this for a moment, and we're getting close to a great event that you have coming up November the 9th, and I'll give the particulars now and as we get ready to close. But it's the Frank Basil Emerging Storytelling Series, and it's November the 9th, and you're going to be doing a topic on aging reimagined, and it's going to be held at the Indiana Historical Society, 450 West Ohio Street at 4 o'clock p.m. next Sunday. And give me a little background, first of all, Brenda, on Miss Brenda Johnson. Where were you born, your background, your schooling? And then I want to get into some questions from an artist to an artist.
Oh, awesome. Yes, so I am a native of the south suburbs of Chicago. I grew up in Harvey, Illinois, which is about 20 minutes south of downtown Chicago. Graduated from Thornton Township High School in Harvey. Went on to Northern Illinois University. I'm the oldest of three daughters, and I came to Indiana by way of California and Arizona. I used to work for what is now Roche Diagnostics. So I moved here in 1993, and I've been
For
here
those
ever
old
since.
heads, let me interrupt you just for a second. For those old heads, that's the old Boehringer Mannheim, as they used to call it,
Right,
up on
yeah.
the
So I was
northeast
a
side of Indy.
yeah. So I've worked for Boehringer Mannheim. Then in 1997, it became Roche, and I left them in 2001 to go work for Johnson and Johnson. But nevertheless, I've stayed and I've been here. Love Indianapolis area.
Now, I was reading your bio. Said you were the first
Hmm.
one to graduate from college, and
Hmm.
that inspired your mom to go back, which I think is something special when you can be influenced by watching instead of somebody beating you down verbally, trying to say what you should do. Be influenced by your actions. Now, this gift called storytelling. When did you first discover you had a love for writing? And on the backside of that, when did you start honing your gift?
So I've been writing since I was a little girl. So I have all kinds of stories that I used to make up. I mentioned I'm the oldest of three, but my sisters didn't come along till 13 years later. So I spent the
Okay, so
first,
you were more like auntie.
yeah, I was the only child. And so I would make up these stories, during the long Chicago winters. I would write all these things. So I've been writing since I was a little girl, which made it easy to choose journalism as a career in college. And I've always been a writer. In 2023, when I retired, a friend of mine asked me to do storytelling. And I told her, I said, well, I'm a writer. I'm not a storyteller. And she said, well, no, you're a writer and you're a storyteller because you're telling stories when you write. So I thought I would give it a try. Jumbo, I have to tell you, it was awful. My first time out storytelling, I was
Now,
stumbling, and
see,
I mean,
hold up. Let me see. I'm like this.
okay.
Anybody that starts something and finishes something has accomplished something great. You can always get better at what you're trying to accomplish, but you can't do anything if you start it and don't finish it. So the only way to get better was for you to try it and see, dang, I can do better than that, and go back and do that again. So I'd like to encourage instead of looking at the negative part of it, because trust me, my first poem probably wouldn't have made the cut, but I started it and finished it and learned how to now start saying, let me put some content in it on top of this. So I applaud the start and finish. How about that? Jumbo Love is full of power and energy this day.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly what I did. I knew that that first attempt out was not the best I could do. So that was in November of 2023. So in January, I did storytelling again, same event, Voice Box Indie here in Indianapolis. So I tried it again. I was a little more comfortable, and I thought I can do this. And then I was invited to be in a program going into its eighth year called Listen to Your Mother. I auditioned, made the audition, and was part of the cast of 12. And that's where the people from Storytelling Arts of Indiana discovered me.
Now, I would imagine storytelling, like music, like poetry, there are so many different flavors and types. Uh, Describe to the audience when they, don't understand what storytelling is, the different types of storytellers that are out there. If you could give a few descripts.
Sure. So there are some people that are historical storytellers. I have a lot of friends who enact characters like Madam C.J. Walker or Harriet Tubman. There are storytellers that I know one of the storytellers at Storytelling Arts of Indiana. He's Abraham Lincoln, and he even looks like Abraham Lincoln, even when
Mhm.
he's not performing. But and then there are historical storytellers, and they give historical narratives, not in costume. And then there are people who specialize in folk tales, like
Mhm.
mythology and folk tales.
Now, who is
So
Brenda Johnson as a
yeah.
storyteller?
So Brenda Johnson as a storyteller, I don't embody other people. So I am more of a historical storyteller. I do some historical storytelling, and I'm going to be doing one of those in the program. I do add in when it's appropriate some cultural folk tales. I especially use folk tales when I do storytelling at day camps for children because it's something easy for them to relate to. And then in this, because Aging Reimagined, I am reimagining aging myself. And so I'm going to be telling two personal stories during this program set.
And for the audience who might be interested in coming, tell me about the sets. How long will a story last? How do we keep them engaged during the length of the story?
Yeah, so the stories in the set that I put together for the 1 hour program from 4 to 5 on November 9th, those stories are going to vary. So the personal story that I'm starting with is actually the longest story, and it's going to be about 12 minutes. And then in between that, what I do to keep the audience engaged is I do, as my transition, I'm doing some folk tales that are cultural folk tales that have to do with aging. Because as we both know, Jumbo, aging is looked at in some societies as a very um, it's a powerful event. People, they hang on to their ancestors, but they really revere aging in a way that our society doesn't, because our society is really pretty youth
We don't hold
obsessed.
seniors. Yeah, we don't hold us in reverence in this country. It's almost like the opposite. Once you're out
Right.
of the workplace and the workforce, you're a snowflake.
Well, it's a youth obsessed society. So I'm
Yeah.
going to be putting those little folk tales in there about from some other cultures as well. And then I have a story about a group of women here in Indiana that I'm going to be talking about, the over 60 women travelers, and how they're making fun, food, and travel part of what's keeping them going as a group of friends. And that group has grown from 4 women to about 500 women in
Wow.
4 years. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So
That's the power though of doing things like this and meeting people. As I was saying in the open, I met you and in 35, 40 days, the connection is so powerful. With you being a storyteller on aging, with me bringing nothing but awareness to the community about some of the ways that we can get resources on aging. And what I'm hoping is that we find some people, just like you said, when you retire, who can discover a gift. You might have been a secretary in your workforce day and had a skill of writing and don't even know that this is a skill that can help empower and inspire people through your writing. Uh, what are we hoping that the audience gets from this? Speaking of inspiring and empowering.
Yeah, well, I think you hit the words right there. Inspiring. Because we all, whether or not you go into storytelling or you go into doing the types of things that you're doing, one of the things that I really want to do is I do want to inspire people because no matter where you are in life, even as we get older, we may even have more to give because now we have that experience that got us to where we are. So, for this show, I'm hoping to certainly entertain people. I want it to be fun. It's not a lecture, that's for sure. And I want people to be informed because I'm going to be sharing some things that might be new to some people as well. But really, Jumbo, you hit it. I want people to be inspired because no matter how you're feeling, no matter what you're going through, there are people who are not aging. They died early, and aging in its own way really is a gift. If we're still here, there's a reason why we're here.
Absolutely. I tell them the maker does not make a mistake. So every day that you wake up, there is a reason why he chose to have you here. It's up for you to go explore and discover. And I tell people all the time, you know, I'm not interested in what we used to do 30 years ago. And I'm not trying to be rude when I'm not caught up in those conversations. I am so busy thinking about what we can do tomorrow. Some of these gifts God still has that I can go lace up and put down tomorrow. That yesterday is just my story. Tomorrow is the dream, and we can live it out if we find something that we can, be gifted by, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's one of the things that, with ageism and people hearing negative messages about aging or people talking down to people that are older, sometimes people start to absorb that. So in this 1 hour storytelling show, it's about empowering and reminding people who know but sometimes forget that aging really is a gift.
It is the most beautiful gift, and Bible says that when you age, that gray hair is your vainglory. That wisdom is your vainglory. So we're going to get the people out on November the 9th at 4 o'clock, and that is over at 450 West Ohio Street at the Indiana Historical Society. How do they purchase tickets, and how do they see this great production?
Oh, thanks. Well, you can buy tickets at the door. So if they don't want to
What's the
buy,
cost? Do you know the cost?
yeah, yeah, sure. The cost for adults is $20. If they want to bring a student, or if there is an adult who is a student, the cost is $11. And it is open to everyone. We still have seats remaining. I'm excited that already over 100 people are coming, and
Go
so the
ahead with your bad self.
so I'm super excited about that. But I do think it's a message that resonates with people. And oh, the other option also is people can live stream the show. And they can, if they're going to live stream, they can go to storytellingarts.org to learn about that. And if they want to leave a message or have questions, the telephone number to Storytelling Arts of Indiana is 317-576-9848. And I'll say it again because I know that was pretty quick if somebody didn't have a pen. 317.
I'm so happy that you're alert to these seniors that are listening to my show.
Yeah, 317-576-9848 for
Awesome.
story.
And that is November 9th, again, 4 o'clock p.m., 450 West Ohio Street at the Indiana Historical Society. Brenda, thank you for taking time, and good luck on next Sunday. I'll be peeping in. I'll probably be doing it virtual since it's football Sunday, and, it's on a Sunday. God
I know.
bless. No, I'm just messing with you. But
Take
no.
an hour. There's no Colts game on in the city. There is a Colts game, but it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I hope to see you
You
there, and I
already
hope to
checked the
see your
schedule,
audience
huh?
there. Yeah,
You've
I
already
did.
checked the schedule. Go ahead with you.
I
Well, see,
certainly
that's what I'm
did.
telling. All right, Brenda Johnson. Please check her out if you get the opportunity and stay abreast of all of the great initiatives that we have for seniors, much like I'm doing the Lyrics to Voices Creative. Get involved in some story writing, get involved in some arts and craft. I'm telling you, the healthier your mind and the more busy your mind, a little bit better your life is what I like to say.
Thank you for what you do.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you soon. That is Miss Brenda Johnson.